Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns was rather small and like a rubber ball. He just couldn't keep himself on the ground. He bounced all over the place, and as you can imagine, it made things rather difficult, but never easier. He will just make some small mistake of bouncing someplace. Last week, for instance, Mr. Burns was out walking and he came to a farm. He climbed over the farm gate and look and guess what happened next, can't you? He jumped down from the gate and bounced right into the duck pond. Burns played with Mr. Burns. Quiet with the ducks. The other morning, for instance, Mr. Burns is in bed. He woke up and jumped out of bed, and you can guess what happened next, can't you? He bounced right out of his bedroom door and all the way down the stairs. Bounce, 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 bounce. This happens quite often. It's probably explains some small reason why Mr. Burns leaves his bedroom door open every night. After he picked himself up, Mr. Burns went inside his house and sat down to think. Burns. Mr. Burns bounced off the chair and banged his head on the ceiling. Bang went his head on the ceiling. Ouch! Said Mr. Burns. Oh, this is ridiculous, said Mr. Burns, thought of himself, rubbing his head. He must do something to stop all this bouncing about. He thought, and then he had some got it. Hey, nurse, he thought. How Karen said the doctor. So, after breakfast he had, Mr. Burns set off to the nervous turns of the doctor. He was passing a tennis court when he tripped over a pebble. He bounced, and it bounced right onto the court, where small children were playing tennis. And you can guess what happened next, can't you? The children didn't realize that Mr. Burns was not a small tennis ball and started hitting him with the tennis rackets. Backwards and forwards over the net until Mr. Burns was getting a small headache. Burns, oh! Burns, oh! Burns, ouch! Ouch! Mr. Burns, getting lots of small headaches. Eventually, one of the children hit Mr. Burns so hard, he bounced right out of the tennis court. Mr. Burns bounced off down the road towards the town. Oh, Tom, he said, leaning over shoulder for himself. It's been bounced black and blue. boss was coming down the road. Mr. Burns decided that the safest place for him to be would be to be on it. He got on, sat down, still feeling more than a little sorrow of himself. The bus drove into town. The bus stopped outside the doctor's. Mr. Burns stepped down from the bus and onto the pavement and bounced in for the doctor's window. He didn't step down from the pavement and save the bus. Oh, no, not Mr. Burns. Dr. Wakefield was sitting at his desk, enjoying his mid-morning cup of coffee. Mr. Burns sailed for the open window, and you can guess by the landed carter. Let's speed, splash, with the coffee. Ouch! Screamed Mr. Burns. The coffee was rather hot or something, more person. God heavens, exclaimed Dr. Wakefield. After the doctor fished Mr. Burns out of his coffee and set him on some blotting paper to dry out, he listened to what Mr. Burns had to tell him. Sir, yes, sir, said Mr. Burns faintly. You must give me something to stop me bouncing about all over the place, Kate said Madge. Pondered the doctor. After some thought, Dr. Wakefield went into his medicine cabinet and took out a pair of tailor red boots. This won't do the trick, Mr. Burns. Here's your boots. Let's not stop the bouncing. I'll think I'll Dr. Wakefield, said Mr. Burns, and walked her in his red boots. Not bounced. Walked. That night, Mr. Burns went to bed wearing his red boots, and then he went to sleep. The following morning, he woke up, yawned, stretched, and bounced out of bed. And you can guess what happened next. He didn't bounce down the stairs. He went straight for the bedroom floorboards and finished top of the kitchen. Strange. He didn't expect it very often. Mr. Muddle. Mr. Muddle just couldn't get anything right. Everything he did and everything he said, everything he said was muddled. Totally, utterly, completely, and absolutely muddled. Imagine, for instance, something simple, as simple as having a nail into a wall. Now what could get muddled with having a nail into a wall? Mr. Muddle could get it muddled and thinking they did. Imagine, for instance, something simple as putting on your coat. Now what could get muddled with putting on your coat? Well, it's yourself. Ordinarily, Mr. Muddle would put on his coat like that. Imagine, for instance, something simple as curving for a walk. And what could get muddled with a bird curving for a walk? Well, when your legs start walking one way, and you'll start walking the other. That's a reckless sort of walk. Per Mr. Muddle, walking one way and curving another in some strange way. Now, you're probably lived where Mr. Muddle lives, in a house with another place called Saturn. Mr. Muddle's house was supposed to be in a country, but Mr. Muddle built the house himself, got the place muddled up, of course, and you can tell that Mr. Muddle had built the house himself, can't you? This story starts one fine afternoon when Mr. Muddle was having breakfast at yes, in their old church has breakfast in the afternoon, but some get some milk teams muddled up. Mr. Muddle was having bread and butter and jam and a cup of tea with milk and sugar. He spread the butter on the table and then spread the jam on the plate and put the milk on top of the bread and filled the cup with sugar and then put the tea on the bed. What a terrible, madly mixed up breakfast. That was the afternoon after breakfast. He went over the small to walk down the beach and have his house in order to work up an appetite for supper. He met a fisherman called George, home in our creek well. Afternoon, Mr. Muddle, said George. Good evening, replied Mr. Muddle. George smiled. I want only to come fishing with me, he asked. All herbs and theirs, replied Mr. Muddle eagerly. Help me pass the dirt. And from the beach, thought George. Wait, sir, said Mr. Muddle, and pulled the bird a bunch from the beach. Oh, Mr. Muddle, said George, and had to show Mr. Muddle the difference between pulling and pushing. However, eventually, somehow or other, he managed to get the bird out there. Now, let's fish, said George, dropping a fishing lead with the save the bird. Wait, sir, said Mr. Muddle, and dropped himself with the save the bird. Splash. Now Oh, Mr. Muddle, said George again. It wasn't that good, and they didn't catch any fish. So they decided to curb her before it became dark. Help me pull the bird up onto the bed, old George. Reach her, said Mr. Muddle, and push the bird back into the water. George is just about to say, "No, Mr. Muddle," again, and he hadn't it far. He smelled it of himself. Help me push the bird out into the sea, old George. Reach her, said Mr. Muddle, and pulled the bird up onto the beach. Well done, Mr. Muddle, said George. Mr. Muddle smelled a smell, and went to George smelled a smell, and went to tell him about it. The following day, in Saturn, Mr. Big the Builder asked Mr. Muddle to build his coat for him. Reach her, said Mr. Muddle, and he held his letter for him, which is what Mr. Big rather wanted. Well done, Mr. Muddle, smiled Mr. Big, who had been talking to George. Mr. Muddle was rather pleased. Then Mr. Scrub at the lounge asked Mr. Muddle to pass her the soup. Reach her, said Mr. Muddle, and passed her a cloves peg, which is what Mrs. Scrub rather wanted. Well done, Mr. Muddle, smiled Mrs. Grump, who also been talking to George. Mr. Muddle was extremely pleased. Then Mr. Black, the curlman, asked Mr. Muddle to shift a stick of curl down from the ladder of his. Reach her, said Mr. Muddle, and lifted the stick of curl upon the ladder, which is what Mr. Black had wanted all along. Well done, Mr. Muddle, smiled Mr. Black. George had talked to everybody, and the printer Mr. Muddle had worked out further well. Mr. Muddle was further deleted. Instead, Mr. Muddle was so deleted that he decided to curb her and cook himself a large meal to celebrate. There's turkey, cheese, potatoes, and gravy. He put the turkey in a cupboard to cook. He peeled the pears. And they put the potatoes back in the refrigerator to boil. And then George did what he did. He tried to slice the caper. Oh, Mr. Muddle. Mr. Disher. Mr. Disher was, to be quite honest, not very clever. If I were to ask Mr. Disher what was the office of clerk, he'd say answer is not right. He would answer it wrong. And the opposite of black is pink. He lived in a house on a hill that he built himself a not clever house. One of Mr. Disper's problems was that he lived in a country where everybody was terribly clever. Clever land. Even the birds was clever land. A clever land indeed. Everything and everybody in Cleveland was clever. You'll never see a bird in a book nowhere else but Cleveland. Mr. Dizzy. Everything around him was so clever, it just made his head spin. Now, one Sunday morning, it was summer, and Mr. Dizzy was out on a walk, and he met a pig. What's it with big eyes? Coloured grey, and there's a trunk. Said a clever pig to Mr. Dizzy. A mouse? Said Mr. Dizzy. The pig laughed and kissed at Mr. Dizzy, and went off shaking his head. Then Mr. Dizzy met an elephant. A clever elephant. What's small and further and makes cheese? The clever elephant asked cleverly. A pig, Mr. Dizzy. The elephant laughed down his trunk. A pig, he trumped. A pig, you silly man. And off he went. Mr. Dizzy. Mr. Dizzy decided that he didn't want to talk to the butter yesterday, so he went for a walk in the wood. No, he wasn't meeting the butter. He felt miserable about not being clever, and as he walked along, a touching hooked down his cheek. Mr. Dizzy. Then, in the middle of a wood, he came across a well. Little did Mr. Dizzy was that it was a wishing well. The day was warm, and so he decided to take a drink of water from the well. Mr. Dizzy chewed deeply, but he was still upset and happy. Oh, it's always you could be clever, he said. That's what did Mr. Dizzy that with a change from the water at the wishing well, his wish will come true. And Mr. Dizzy had wished that he could be clever, and his wish had come true. He was clever, but he didn't know it. Not yet away. On the way, Mr. Dizzy came across a pig and the elephant he met earlier. They were telling each other about how they made Mr. Dizzy look so silly by asking the question he couldn't answer. They were giggling and sneaking about it when they saw Mr. Disher approaching from the woods. Oh, again, giggled the clever pig. Let's ask him another question, sniggered the clever elephant. Mr. Disher came up to them. Tell us, said the clever pig, trying to keep his straight, his face knocking over. You mean, trying to keep his face knocking over straight. What's waiting on there and curves? Bah! A sheep, of course, replied Mr. Disher. The pig and the elephant were knocking over, amazed. And to tell the truth, Church was Mr. Disher. He suddenly felt clever. And it was not a unpleasant feeling. Tell us, said the clever elephant, what is 4 legs, a tail, and curves wolf? Well, it's easier, replied Mr. Disher. A dog, of course. The clever pig and the clever elephant couldn't understand. And Mr. Disher, it becomes her clever and one same morning. Mr. Disher couldn't understand. And he becomes her clever in one same morning. But me, her, he becomes her clever in one same morning. Now, let me ask you a question, said Mr. Disher to the pig. No, grunted the pig grunted the pig rotly. You ask me a question, ridiculous. That is a question you can ask me that it couldn't answer. And that, smiled Mr. Disher. And then, can you tell me what's fetching pink and goes a tissue? What's fetching pink and goes tissue? Repeated the pig, knocking over my head. There's nothing that's fetching pink and goes tissue. Nothing, eh? Said Mr. Disher, and tickled the pig's ears. Tissue, sneezed the pig. The answer's no, said Mr. Disher. You're fetching pink and you're curving a tissue. The clever pig looked down it, if not down left, miserable. Mr. Disher now turned to the clever elephant, who incidentally had stopped sneaking. Now, said Mr. Disher, let me ask you a question. What's large and curves? Stop it. What's large and green goes? Stop it. Repeated the elephant, knocking over my head. There's nothing that's large and green goes. Stop it. Oh yes, there is, said Mr. Disher. There's certainly something that's large and green goes. Stop it. And it tied a knot in the clever elephant's trunk. Stop it, cried the elephant, who wanted to say, stop it. couldn't talk, probably with a knot in his trunk. Mr. Disher in cheeks her and walked her. Ate the bear's dog, Dick, next butter, said Elephant, walking over. Strange, but not proper. Mr. Impossible. Mr. Impossible could all the most amazing things. For instance, he could jump over a house. Not see it's impossible. And Mr. Impossible could make himself invisible. All they had to do was to stand there and think about becoming invisible, and he became invisible. You'll see. It's impossible. And Mr. Impossible could flee. All they had to do was to stand there and flip his arms about and off his floor. You'll see. It's impossible. But you can't for something impossible, kids. He lived in an impossible-looking house. Have you ever seen a house in such an impossible place? Of course not. Not ever leaks there. One fine day, he was out walking in the woods when he met a boy called William. William was on his way to school. Hello, said Mr. Impossible. Hello, replied William. Hey, William, I'm impossible. And listen, William, and said Mr. Impossible. Can you tell me impossible things? Asked him. Ever come across anything you couldn't do? Replied Mr. Impossible modestly. He thought. Can you climb up the tree? He asked, pointing to the beast in the wood. Or you can talk better than that. Replied Mr. Impossible. You can walk up the tree. And he did. William thought again. Can you stand on one hand? He asked. Oh, you can talk better than that, replied Mr. Impossible. You can stand on their hands. And he did. Huh, it's impossible, said William. So, replied Mr. Impossible. Then William remembered that he was on his way to school, and thought taking Mr. Impossible there would sound much neater. He thought of taking Mr. Impossible there to his school would sound fun. Wait should you come with me? He asked. But you've never been to his school before, Mr. Impossible said. Then it's time you did, replied William. Come on. William and Mr. Impossible sat at the back of the classroom with all the other children. The teacher first came in, but didn't notice that there was some other extra in his class have a difficult sum for the door today. It will take from rest of the morning to work out the answer. And he wrote the sum on the paperboard. It rather was the most difficult sum you had ever seen in this world, please. Fond of adding up, taking away, multiplications and divisions, and other things we didn't enjoy, other things we didn't enjoy much. The teacher was late. It wouldn't take first of the morning to work out the answer, if not first afternoon as well. It's impossible, said Miss R. William put up his hand. Yes, William, said the teacher. Is there something about the summer altered understandable? Well, Yes, sir, said William. Is the answer 23? The teacher was absolutely, totally, completely amazed that he did work out the sum. He did work out the sum quickly. How did you work out the sum so quickly? He gasped. It's impossible. Nothing is impossible, mister, said Mr. Impossible from the back of the class, and stood up. Well, it never did, exclaimed the teacher. After that, Mr. Impossible spent all day at the school. He heard the teacher how he couldn't read a book upside down. Not the other children couldn't see reading a book upside down. Well, it's impossible, said the children all were watching. Absolutely, it was impossible. Then William asked him if he would like to play in the school football match. Oh, yes, please, replied Mr. Impossible. He's never played football before, and just give it a try. And so, once he did, the football so into the earth that when it came down it had survived. What an impossible thing to do. Then it was time to curve her. Mr. Impossible said got bait on the teapot at the school. And then he said got bait with him. Got bait, Mr. Impossible, said he. So long with him, said Mr. Impossible, and just disappeared. William rubbed his eyes and went through. William's mother and father were waiting for him. Hello, William, they said. Did you ever got there at the school? Yes, replied William. And they met somebody who can do anything in the world. Oh, really, William, they both laughed. Not impossible. William smiled, went inside. And 100 meters away, a small figure was listening to what William's mother and father was saying. He grinned an impossible grin, and then he went see, standing on his head, and the owner that is darn right for her. It is darn right for her. Impossible. Mr. Strong. This is another little small stopper of Mr. Strong. Mr. Strong is the strongest person in the whole wide world. The strongest person there has been, and probably the strongest person there will be. Mr. Strong is so strong he cannot hold that bending iron bar with his bare hands. He can say not of it. Mr. Strong is so strong that he can throw a current ball as far as already called throw a tennis ball. Mr. Strong is so strong he can hammer nails into a wall just by tapping them with his finger. Strong by name and strong by nature. And once on nature heard the secret of Mr. Strong's strength. Eggs. Of all eggs Mr. Strong eats, the stronger he becomes. Stronger, stronger, and much stronger. Anyway, this stopper is about the sort of thing that happened. Mr. Strong on saying that morning he was having breakfast. And for breakfast he was having eggs. On her bed, eggs. And the things he was having, guess what? That's it. Eggs. That was Mr. Strong's normal breakfast he had. After his egg for breakfast he ate, Mr. Strong cleans his teeth, and as usual he squeezed all the chalk paste out of the chalk. And as usual he cleans his teeth so hard he broke his toothbrush. Mr. Strong gets through a lot of toothpaste and toothbrushes. After that, he decided to take a walk. Been walking on the walks towards a town, towards a farm. He put on his head and looked in the front door of his house. Yes, what a beautiful day, he thought to himself. And stepping outside his house, he shut his front door. Bang! The door fell off its hinges. Mr. Strong gets through a lot of front doors. Then Mr. Strong went for his walk. He walked through the woods, but he was not looking where he was going, and walked slipping into his horse chair. The chair trunk snapped, and the chair thundered to the ground. Whoops, said Mr. Strong. He walked into town, and again not looking where he was going. He walked slipping and straight into the bus. Now, this wonder if all we were to walk into the bus, he'd get run over on the not Mr. Strong, cause that is just not for the sea. The bus stopped as if it had run straight into the brick wall. "You clumsy person! You've damaged my bus," said the driver. "Whoops," Father, said Mr. Strong. Eventually, Mr. Strong walked through the town and urged into the country to the farm. The farmer met him in the bird, knocking over, water. What's the matter? Asked Mr. Strong. It's mere cornfield, replied the farmer. It's unfair, and you can't put it out. Mr. Strong looked over the head. Trouble not. The cornfield was blazing faster. Water, said Mr. Strong. You must get water to put out the field. But you don't have enough water to put the whole field out, said the rabbit farmer. And another water's down near the river, and you don't have a pump. And we'll have to feed something to cover the water, replied Mr. Strong. Is it your barn? Asked the farmer, pointing toward another barn in another field. Yes, Ava's cooking to put the corn in it, said the farmer. But can you roast it? Asked Mr. Strong. Yes, but come on. Mr. Strong walked over to the barn and then told her what he did. He picked it up. He actually picked up the barn. The farmer couldn't believe his ears. Mr. Strong then covered the barn above his head and down to the river. Then he turned the barn upside down. Then he hurled it into the river, so that it filled up with water. Then, and this was the strongest, he picked it up and covered it back to the blazing cornfield. Mr. Strong entered the upside-down barn full of water and earth. The flames of water bit. Sizzle, splatter. 1 minute, the flames are leaping in the air. The next minute, they'd gone. However can you think of? The farmer asked Mr. Strong. Oh, it was nothing, remarked Mr. Strong modestly. But you must find some way to help with water, said the farmer. Well, said Mr. Strong, rather farmers for you must keep chickens. Yes, it's all, said the farmer. Lots. And chickens' legs, went on Mr. Strong in rather leakies. Then also it was minute eggs as I can cover, said the farmer, and took Mr. Strong over to the farmyard. Mr. Strong should go back to the farmer and thanked him for the eggs, and the farmer thanked him for helping. Then Mr. Strong, just using one finger, picked up the eggs and went through. Mr. Strong put the eggs carefully down on his kitchen table and went to close the kitchen door. Yes, the door fell off its hinges. What? Said Mr. Strong, and sat down. Yes, the chair fell to bits. Whoops, said Mr. Strong, and started cooking his lunch. And for lunch he was starting with eggs, father big eggs, another egg or two, and then eggs. And for his pudding he was having an oaken Kenrod guess if our kennels or eat to turn this page, or to feed her what he was having. Is he? This is the last starter of Mr. Grump, the person who was not here, Grump, but he changed his ways after he became child. It was a lovely summer evening, and in Crosspitch Cottage, Mr. Grump was at her. He sat down in an armchair and picked up a book, and then told her what he did. He tore the pages out of it. Everyone, Mr. Grump can't stand books. He has a shocking bad temper. In fact, he's quite immersed, and quite immersed of a bad tempered person you can imagine. Being of a Grump by name and of a Grump by nature. The following morning, he was out in his garden pulling up flowers. He couldn't stand some rubber. He couldn't stand some rubber. He couldn't stand some rubber pitch of flowers growing in his garden. He doesn't need another much. When out of the corner of his eye, he saw a figure. It was Mr. Hooper. Good morning, said Mr. Hooper. Good, said Mr. Grump, talking for him with a cross-Grump leg. What's good about it? But, said Mr. Hooper, but nothing, went on Mr. Grump. Get out of mid-garden. You beg your pardon, said Mr. Hooper. You heard me, said Mr. Grump. Go away. You see, laughed Mr. Hooper, trying not to feel as well. You're a bad tempered fellow, and Mr. Grump, not being remained at a bird, doesn't want to remain at a bird. His temper, he doesn't want to remain at a bird's his temper much. And when it comes to bad tempered fellows need to change their ways. Rubbish, taunted Mr. Grump, and went into his cottage, deliberately stepping on Mr. Hooper's foot as he passed him. Ouch! landed behind him. Mr. Hooper stood there, looking not quite for Hooper, as he normally does. His foot hurt, and it's all over. His foot hurt, and it's all over much. He thought and thought and thought some more, and then he had some clever guitar. He smiled and went to Sir Mr. Tickle. Mr. Herbert spurred Mr. Tickle of his itch of hurt to get Mr. Grump to change his ways, and Mr. Tickle came a sort of grin that curls from eye to eye. Which is effective as which it doesn't. Oh, he grinned, rubbing the heads and end of hers extraordinarily in the long arms of his together. This sounds fun. That afternoon, Mr. Grump went to town shopping. He walked into Mr. Mead's shop. Mr. Mead was a butcher. "Give me some sausages," snapped Mr. Grump, "and be quick about it." Mr. Mead was speaking of Mr. Grump did as he was told. But as he was talking as he was told, something appeared from his shop doorway. Told her what it was. It was an extraordinarily long arm belonging to... well, you can guess what it belonged to, can't you? This extraordinarily long arm of Mr. Tickle's came in through the door and across the shop up to Mr. Grump and tickled him. "Oh!" screamed Mr. Grump in alarm, chopping his sausages and looking around to see what had happened. But could he see anything? He could not. And Mr. Grump and picked up his sausages and went next door to the cake shop. "Yes," went the door of the shop. "Give me a cake," snapped Mr. Grump, "and have it up." Mrs. Herbert was her cake was speaking of Mr. Grump, so did as he was told. But as he was talking as he was told, guess what happened? "Oh!" screamed Mr. Grump, dropping his cake and his sausages. He just couldn't understand some of the changes and what was happening. And the same thing happened again at Mr. Daly's, the newspaper shop, and at Mrs. Humbug's the seed shop, and at Mr. Bottle's dairy, and at Mr. Pickett's the grocer's. It went on all afternoon. And all afternoon Mr. Grump kept being tickled. Dropping his shopping, picking a topping tickled, and dropping his shopping, picking a topping tickled, and dropping his shopping, and he just couldn't understand some of the strange thing. He was being tickled for some small reason. On his way to Crosspatch Cottage, he met Mr. Herbert again. "Hello," said Mr. Bird. Living in this day, all. Get out of me way, snipped Mr. Grump, before they kick you. But almost before the words had passed his lips, the extraordinary long arm of Mr. Tickles had appeared from behind a chair and tickled him yet again. He jumped in the air and dropped all his shopping yet again, and Mr. Hepburn looked down at Mr. Grump, knowing it made a jumble of sausages, cake, roast paper, sweets, milk, and cornflakes. "You think," he laughed, "it is over to change our ways, and not be quits or bed tempered, quits her often. This sort of thing may not happen so quits often." "Humph," grunted Mr. Grump. He picked up all his shopping yet again, and went for to Cuthbert's cottage. But on his way, he did think about what Mr. Hepburn had said, because he definitely did not need something of it, but something of a strange happened to him same afternoon. Mr. Hepburn tickled laughed and shook hands. And sir, after that, Mr. Grump did say not to be creature, but tempered creature often. And the more about trading unless he found he was being tickled. And sir, he'd say more and more. And these days, he's become quite a changed person.